What's up, football fans from the GoMileHigh.com studios? It's time for another edition of Football Guys TV. I'm your host, Cecil Lammey. Let's tell you who to start and who to sit in Week 7. We're going to begin with the stardom segment. Of course, we got to tell you about quarterback Josh Freeman in this game going up against the New Orleans Saints defense that is pretty poor, and we see Freeman developing better chemistry with wide receivers Vincent Jackson and Mike Williams. Make sure Freeman is in your lineup. And in the flip side of that game, we've got Darren Sproles going against the Buccaneers defense. Could be a bigger role for Sproles with Jimmy Graham banged up with this ankle injury. It'll lead to more touches for Sproles as a receiver out of the backfield. Make sure he's in your lineup. And finally, we're going to tell you about Denarius Moore. Oakland Raiders against Jacksonville Jaguars, and Moore is an emerging star. Kind of reminds me of a young Isaac Bruce. And if we remember, when Bruce first entered the league, he was bothered by hamstring problems as well. When he got healthy, he became a star. Denarius Moore is getting healthy, is on the verge of being a star, and a household name. Make sure he's in your fantasy lineup this week. Well, up next is our sit-em segment for the week, and yeah, you're going to sit Matthew Stafford this week against the Chicago Bears. The Lions' passing game hasn't been on point really at all this season, and going up against a tough, spirited Chicago defense, it's a very tough matchup. Make sure he's on your bench. Alex Green, a guy that you may have picked up off the waiver wire last week, had a lot of carries for Green Bay, but still not going to get the yardage and the production that you need as a fantasy starter, even as an RB2 or flex play. This week against St. Louis, expect more from Aaron Rodgers in that passing game. And finally, you're going to bench Steve Smith. Okay, Cam Newton doesn't look the same. It's a horrible matchup against the Dallas Cowboys secondary with Morris Claiborne and Brandon Carr. Love those guys. Don't trust Smith in your starting lineup until we see him look like the Smith of old. From the GoMileHigh.com studios, that's a wrap for this week's edition of Football Guys TV. Hey, I want to remind you to check out Footballguys.com. Sign up for our free daily newsletter every morning right to your inbox. The latest news and notes from around the National Football League with comments and opinions from Footballguys.com. From a man, Rob Wagner, man in the box, get back in that box. I'm Cecil Lammey saying thanks for watching, stay tuned, and stay frosty.